My father vanished when I was 8, and now he wants to give a speech at my graduation. So I told him the same thing he told me my entire childhood. I'm busy. The day he left is burned into my memory. He packed one suitcase, said he needed to find himself, and walked out the door like he wasn't leaving his kid behind. He promised he'd call that night. He didn't. He promised he'd visit that weekend. He didn't. He promised everything except the one thing I actually needed. Him. My grandma stepped in without hesitation. She was nearly 70, exhausted, and always short on money, but she showed up. She made burnt grilled cheese, patched my clothes by hand, and sat through every school play even when I was nothing but tree number 3. Meanwhile, my father found a new apartment in another state, a new girlfriend, and eventually a whole new family. And I only knew because his Instagram went public for a week. He never called to tell me he got married. I found out because someone tagged him. He never told me I had a baby half-brother. I saw a picture captioned, "First-time dad." First time, as if I never existed. At 13, I emailed him begging him, literally begging, to come to my science fair because I'd won the regional contest. His reply was, "I'll try." He didn't. At 15, when my grandma died, I called him sobbing, and he told me he couldn't make it because his wife had plans. That was the moment I stopped expecting anything from him. So I focused on school, on working at the diner, on surviving. I studied during breaks at bus stops in storage rooms smelling like bleach. My teachers noticed. My counselor noticed. And by senior year, I had the grades, the awards, even a full scholarship. My grandma would have cried and bragged to every neighbor we ever had. Then 1 month before graduation, my father suddenly resurrected like some forgotten NPC. He messaged me a long essay about how proud he was, how he always knew I'd rise above, and how he couldn't wait to stand beside me during my big moment. Stand beside me? This man couldn't even stand to answer a phone call. Then he dropped the bomb. He wanted to give a speech, for a daughter he hadn't seen in 15 years. I didn't block him. I didn't explode. I didn't give him the dramatic meltdown he probably expected. I just replied, "Thanks, but only the people who actually raised me get to speak." He responded, "Who raised you?" I said, "Grandma." He said, "She's gone." And I said, "But she still did more for me than you ever tried to." My graduation is going to be small, peaceful, and exactly how she would have wanted it. My best friend, who fed me when I skipped dinner to save money, who helped me with essays, who sat with me through panic attacks, is handing me my diploma in her honor. After the ceremony, we're visiting my grandma's grave with flowers. That's who gets my big moment. My father is not invited. Not to the ceremony, not to the photos, not even to the live stream link. If he wants a relationship now, he can work for it. He can show up consistently. He can prove he's actually capable of being in my life without disappearing the second things get inconvenient. And no, this isn't revenge, it's reality. It's me choosing the family that chose me. I'm walking across that stage for the woman who raised me, and for the kid I used to be, the one my father left behind.